You ready for this? Here you go. Libby, you live in New York City, right?
I do.
De Blasio rolls out COVID booster shot plan utilizing all NYC vaccination sites. We're ready. So it's only a matter of time until you're the person at the restaurant with them saying, do you have proof of vaccination? And you show them and they'll go, this only has 2 on it.
Right. Yeah.
And you're going to be like, but I'm vaccinated. Yeah, but now we're doing boosters.
Yeah, I know.
To be fair,
That's what's
the,
next.
the current mandate is for at least 1 shot,
Right. So it's going to
which
be
is funny, isn't it?
New York, New Orleans, San Francisco, and LA.
The funny thing is,
And then all of California, probably.
Yes.
they're saying it's a vaccine mandate, but you don't have to be fully vaccinated. So my question there is 1 shot enough?
It's just because it's about compliance. It's only about compliance.
Yeah, you can. A vaccine card is not a negative COVID test. You could actually have a vaccine card, have been vaccinated, contract COVID, and then go to this restaurant, show them your vaccine card, and sit down. Like
Yeah.
that's where we're at.
You see
The
the
other
story
thing too
about
is
that lady?
the thing with the antibodies, right? So if you've had COVID and you have a natural immunity, that doesn't count, which is absurd.
Yeah.
Right? That's just absurd.
And for big events, I was just at a music festival in Greenwich, and basically, unvaccinated people were required to have a test, and vaccinated were not required to have a test. I mean, why wouldn't everybody be required to have
Right.
a test?
This
Because
is-
everybody can spread it. So, that is a core hypocrisy. Everyone should have to get tested if everyone is still spreading it.
Right.
How is
Or
that
did you-
controversial?
Did you see that story about the woman who was vaccinated but got COVID and died from it?
Ooh.
And
Oh,
in their
yeah.
obituary, they were like, she was vaccinated but was infected by someone who chose not to be. And it's like, well, you don't know that. Like, breakthrough cases are rare, but they happen. She got one. Maybe she got it from somebody who also had a breakthrough case,
Yeah.
just making that up. But
Yeah.
this is the craziest thing when they say stuff like, we must protect the vaccinated from the unvaccinated. And I'm like, I don't understand what that means.
'Cause you can
I
get-
don't
And then-
understand what that means
So
either.
the response from many of these people on the left has been, we're saying that the unvaccinated are loading up hospital beds and congesting, the hospitals. And I was like, oh, so we should protect the fit from the fat?
Oh.
So fat
Right,
people
yeah,
should get the
that's-
boot from the hospital for triage for only the healthy people?
Well, and of course, that was Mayor Michael Bloomberg's thing when he was the mayor of New York. He wanted I think he passed it. There was like an extra tax on big gulps or
Yeah,
something
that's right.
like
Yeah.
that.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
passed. I
It
know
passed, and then it got repealed a year later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
know it
he's-
was there
he's-
for a minute.
he's the guy who famously said tax the poor. Unironically, literally said poor people are too stupid to know what to buy. So if we take their money from them and buy it for them, they'll be better off. Yeah, I don't see how this country
that's not
stays.
better.
I'm having a bit of a problem when they're like the vaccinated people can maybe contract it from the unvaccinated, but it's also from what I've learned in the animal population. So technically, someone could contract it from an animal like a dog.
I don't know about that. We talked about it before,
Yeah.
and people have mentioned animal reservoir.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that COVID can be transferred and it can be in cats and stuff. But I
We
think
know it can be in bats.
But
For sure.
I think there was something that was a study or whatever, or an article that said when it does transfer to animals, it doesn't transfer back.
But they
That's
said
what I
people got it from a bat, right?
If that's the case, then there you go. And so that's the
And
argument.
there's Chinese studies that it's in ice cream.
You keep
There
bringing
was
that up.
studies
No,
Yeah.
because they did one article about it, and where did it go? It was in the food supply.
People need to understand that Ian eats a lot of ice cream.
Not anymore. Count me out.
That's that.
Well, that's why the origin does matter in an uncensored public debate about everything related to this, because that's what science is. Science is a public debate that has access to the full spectrum of information. So for anyone who says that they defend science, but they're all about getting rid of misinformation, well, actually, you're not really helping the scientific process to play out.
Well, that's the meme. It's like, we believe in, all of the scientists agree. And then a scientist goes, actually, I have something to say. And they go, banned from social media. All of the scientists agree. So you got a bunch of doctors that have been talking about alternative therapies and stuff, but they get banned from every platform. So it's like when they say this is what I love. I keep telling people, like, go see a doctor you trust. Don't just take it from celebrities or TV doctors. And it was really funny when leftists started attacking me for that. And I'm like, why are you mad at me? And they're like, you're just scaring people. It's safe. They should go to the parking lot at the 7-Eleven and get their vaccine from the pop-ups that they do. And I was like, they should talk to their doctor first and then go to the pop-up. And they're like, no. And you know why? Because some doctors might give you better, more personalized advice and oppose their political medical opinions.
Well, these are the same people who definitely don't want women to see ultrasounds before they
Right.
go through with abortions. They really don't want women to see that.
Oh yeah, because
So they oppose those laws. And then, because if you see an ultrasound, I was pregnant one time, and you see the ultrasound, and it's crazy. You're like, oh my God, that's my baby. That's
So Texas does that.
Life. Texas requires that.
They really complain about that stuff, like forcing you to see an ultrasound. It's like,
forcing you to see the life inside your body.
How strange.
How crazy.
what are you gonna do when the booster happens in New York?
Oh, I don't think I'm going to get a booster.
Because there have been a bunch of studies saying you don't need it.
I don't have any interest in getting it.
But then what do you do? What happens when they're like fully vaccinated now means booster shots every 5 months?
I don't know. I gotta say,
You can leave.
I'm sort of at a total loss